Derby. It's Major League Skating excitement over the special Midwest Pioneer World Derby Network from the Civic Center as the Pioneers clash with the Jolters. How you doing, everybody? Chet Kopic, same two clubs added once again. It means Jan Vallow. It means Cal Stevens. It means JoJo Stafford. It means Joan Weston, Ronnie Robinson, all the great stars in the IRDL. We look for a very quick game. We look for a physical game, as Buddy Atkinson, we expect, will continue to utilize the great size of people like Villanueva and his men's captain, Ronnie Robinson. On the other side, look for Cal Stevens to try to physically dominate this game, along with Jerry Cattell and JoJo Stafford. Jan Vallow been doing a great deal more jamming lately. She probably will again in this game. The skating excitement begins after this timeout. Back we are in the Civic Center. Lewis on the whip from Joan Weston. Nothing to amount to points at this moment. And in goes little Terry. And she's put down. She continues to move. Elbow blocked by Weston. Vallow is down. Put down. Weston up front on Hopkins.
The official decision, there are two Pioneer points picked up on the play.
Two Midwest Pioneer points on the play, and very, very important points at this juncture. We're in the first period at the Civic Center, and the Jolters exploded quickly with 8 points right off the top. Now the Pioneers have cut that margin down to 6 at 8-2. Buddy Atkinson Sr. and Lou Donovan, and we'll be talking about the blazing, incredible feud between those two as this first half telecast continues. Donovan and Atkinson, who will be meeting in a match race. The pack begins to regroup. Pioneers fielding Weston, 59. And Debbie Cho back in a Pioneer uniform, 58, sets up with a whip, and here comes the Canadian Spitfire, Francine Kosciu. Out and moving for the Pioneers. She's got company. Claudia Habdi with the elbow, gains a skating edge. Kosciu comes back, the little girl with the elbow. Habdi once again. Only scoring threats on this play. 4:31 left in the first period. Moving up backside, Vallow goes to work on Kosciu. Chest high. Habdi up front will challenge Weston. Vallow with a forearm. Again with the elbow, and Kosciu continues, showing great resiliency and determination. She bypasses Vallow. One Midwest Pioneer point. Kosciu up and moving as we study action in the pack. And finally the jam is called off. One Midwest Pioneer point. As in the middle portion of the track, Vallow and Weston begin to jaw with each other, and Donovan quickly moves in to separate those two longtime rivals.
The official decision.
Back-to-back jams get the Pioneers back in this game. And now they are ruling. Now they are ruling. Now they are ruling that the Jolters picked up 2 points on that play. Credit them to Habdi. They had not given that initial ruling. There are 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the first period. The Jolters fielding 8 Vallow, 4 Duran, 6 Habdi, 5 Shaw, and 7 Noreen Gallagher. Jolters up by 7. The visitors 10. The Midwest Pioneers have 3. Up front, Weston slowing down a Jolter skater. Now out and moving for the visitors. Number 4, the Spanish girl, Rose Duran. And here comes little Roberson, Dolores Roberson for the Midwest Pioneers. Sherry Eric, her teammate, right behind her. Pioneers 2-on-1, and Duran does not accept the challenge. With the Jolters on top, Rose Duran saw 2 gold and maroon uniforms, giving chase, and decided not on this play. We'll go content with the lead and try again the next time around. So we remain the same. There is that big girl for the Jolters, Habdi, a rookie skater. Weston and Vallow continuing. There you see Joni with the elbow on number 8, the girls captain for that Jolter squad. Debbie Shaw, number 58. Great to see her back in Pioneer colors. She sends out Sherry Eric. Eric turns it on into the straightaway through the Pioneer turn. Habdi right behind her. She's got some ground to make up. Pioneers need 7 points to get back in a tie. Joan Weston up front to lend assistance to Eric. Jolters lock it up. Shaw and Bello. Underneath goes Sherry, and she calls it off 2 Midwest Pioneer points. As Eric is put up on the rail, and Weston grabs a hold of Bello and puts down number 8 for the Jolters. The Pioneers readying themselves for their big series with the Bay Bombers, the world champion San Francisco Bay Bombers. And Lou Donovan has just signaled a $10 personal fine on Joan Weston.
Number 59, Joan Weston.
So the Golden Girl will be minus 10 in the pocketbook. A little two-bit exchange there with Lou Donovan. It's going to cost her. And we begin to pick it up once again. Pioneers down by 5. Jolters 10, the Midwest Pioneers 5. Out and moving for the Jolters. First skater out of this jam, Claudia Habdi. The Canadian Spitfire, Francine Cochou, in the middle between 2 rival skaters, goes on with a hip fake. Cochou going left and going right. Ballo tries with an elbow, nothing. Habdi, same story. Ballo up front, here comes Francine. Inside she goes down, go 2 Jolter skaters. Cochou continues. Up front she's got Debbie Cho. Inside she pulls it off. And look at Debbie Cho gonna work. The policeman in gold and maroon back for the Pioneers. Whee, baby, and downward goes Duran. And Buddy Atkinson goes over to congratulate Debbie Cho. That's it for number 1.
Number 58, Debbie Cho.
With the score, the Jolters 10 and the Midwest Pioneers 8. Let's pause for a moment. Back we are with the men's field. I'm Chet Kopic, and for those of you who are just joining us along the network, you're watching the Midwest Pioneers versus the Jolters. The Jolters on top right now here at number 2 by a score of 10-8. And they get the first skater out. Here comes Joe Stafford along with his teammate Mike Moore. Right behind him, the Pioneers send out the men's captain, Ronnie Robinson, out of the pivot. Ronnie Robinson, he's got Bob Hine right behind him. Jolters locking up Robinson, up and down. Hine seizes the advantage. Here comes the bald eagle. Hine around the Pioneer turn, into the straightaway. He's the only scoring threat at this moment. Back to block for the Jolters, their big guy, the blonde tiger, Jerry Cattell. Cattell beckons Hine with the elbow. Robinson now back offensively for the Pioneers. Here they come, they pick up the pace. Cattell goes to work, Hine inside, he's on the scoreboard and calls it off as Ronnie Robinson. And Hine retaliates. Hine retaliates on Ronnie Robinson. Now Robinson. Robinson returns on Cattell. Ronnie Robinson put the fake. Went to work on Cattell, and Cattell was embarrassed and went right back with the fists at Ronnie Robinson. 10:39 left in this, the second period. And the Pioneers have cut that margin down to 1 point at 10-9. Cattell's going to sit in the penalty box. Donovan has put him in the booth for 1 minute. As Cattell continues to glare and jaw away at Bob Hine. There you can see him in the infield. And the Pioneers will now go 5-on-4. Or check me on that. They're going to put Hine in the penalty box too, make that 4-on-4. Both squads equal but not at full strength. Out and moving for the Pioneers off the roof is Bill Hill, joined by Jake Harris for the Jolters. Hill, number 51, maroon and gold if you're watching in color. 9:47 left in the period. Harris moves inside with the body block. Hill again. Hill with the elbow, then the forearm. Harris is staggered. Hill once again. 30 seconds of jam time remaining. Hill again as he continues to level abuse on Harris. And down, bingo! In the Civic Center goes Harris. Stevens up front on Hill. Lashes out with a forearm. Robinson back to block for the Pioneers. Hill again with the elbow, then he catches one. Harris will test Robinson, nothing. Stevens continues on Bill Hill. 4, 3, 2, 1. The jam is in the books. No points either way. Good defense on the part of Robinson and Stevens. As Donovan moves in quickly to separate these two. And look at Cattell and Robinson, and look at Stevens come back. Stevens with a forearm, and then Robinson comes back. Now Bob Hine going to work. Bob Hine, the bald eagle. Hine is up as they move into the infield. Hine puts Harris down in the infield, right by the Jolter bench. And we'll have to wait for the official determination to see what the penalties will be in this situation. As the tempers explode early in the men's period, 7:55 left in number 2. The Jolters and the Midwest Pioneers all along the great Pioneer Roller Derby Network. The Pioneers with their eyes set toward their big series against the world champion San Francisco Bay Bombers. Their first meeting with O'Connell and company since that disputed play on the West Coast that the Pioneers believe cost them a championship. We'll talk more about that later on. But some kind of series that is going to be. The Pioneers and the world champion San Francisco Bay Bombers. Out of the pivot, Cattell continues on Robinson. Hine in the penalty box for the Midwest team. Pioneers skating one man short, 5-on-4, Jolters with the edge. 4 skaters out and moving, and make that 3 as down goes Bucket Gibson. And then down goes Van Kampen for the Pioneers. Back in the pack, Stevens goes to work on Larry Smith. Now the Jolters with their double threat. Moore, number 4, Stafford, number 7 for the blue and the brown. 6:59 left in the second period. Robinson and Cattell in the pivot, back to block for their respective teams. The Jolters don't have to worry about defense on this play. They have the only scoring touch. Robinson setting it up with the elbow. And again back on Moore. Captain Ronnie going to work. Stafford hip fakes. Robinson put down by Nick Skopas. Skopas catching Robinson from behind with a trip that should have resulted in a penalty. Once again up front, Smith is put down. The Jolters are on the scoreboard with a bundle. As first Ronnie Robinson was passed, then Van Kampen was passed. There will be 4 Jolter points on this play, and they have increased their lead to 5 points at 14-9. But as you regular followers of the Pioneers know, and of course it's early, this Pioneer team is capable of the big play. That's the kind of team that Buddy Atkinson Sr. is fielding this season. 8, 10, 12, 15, even 20 points behind. It doesn't make any difference. They are capable of coming back. Cattell takes an elbow and uses the rail for leverage. Pioneers need 5 points to get back in this game. They have nothing out offensively. And now here comes Johnny Rice. Rice for the Pioneers will challenge Harris and Lala. He steps inside and gains a skating edge. Rice begins to turn it on. He's got Hine and Robinson back to block. Cattell for the Jolters. Hine goes to work with the elbows on Cattell at the pack. Rice moving out up front. He picks up a point and calls it off. Oh, baby! Johnny Rice. Johnny Rice went to work for the Pioneers. Oh, no, and look at Buddy Atkinson scream. Lou Donovan has ruled a penalty. Lou Donovan jawing with Buddy Atkinson Sr. And Donovan has just called a penalty on the Pioneers. There will be no point. Oh, and Atkinson is livid. Buddy Atkinson Sr. is livid. And the fans here in the Civic Center, you can hear the murmur of discontent over that call. And so a good Pioneer effort by Johnny Rice has been nullified. Up front, the big blocking continues. Guys like Stevens and Robinson. Once again, here comes Gibson for the Pioneers. Going to work on Stafford and Moore. The two Jolters lock it up. Gibson makes an offensive effort, nothing. We're at the 4-minute mark of number 2, and Stafford. Oh, brother, Stafford with a knee put down Gibson. The Jolters once again with a double scoring threat. Pioneers, nothing. They'll have to play defense once again. About 30 seconds of jam time remaining. Ronnie Robinson up front. Scopus a few strides in front of him. Robinson has got to look both ways. A warning from Donovan on the 20-foot rule. Robinson connects. Up just high on Moore. Again, Stafford put down. Now Moore. In the Civic Center. Now Scopus goes to work on Robinson. Scopus takes an elbow. Again with a forearm. Robinson. Robinson taking out the chops. He's going to sit. Donovan with a penalty. Here comes Cattell. Now Hine goes to work. The bald eagle goes to work on Jerry Cattell. Atkinson moves in to defend his Pioneer teammates. Stevens being restrained by Chris Ortiz. That's the kind of Pioneer spirit that's been evident throughout this campaign. The kind of spirit and determination that Atkinson says will lead people like Bob Hine and Ronnie Robinson to a championship. No scoring on that play. And Ronnie Robinson has been assessed with a $25 personal fine. And I have an idea. His Pioneer teammates will be happy to contribute to a fund for the $25 to the league office on that fine. It was worth it to make that show against Jerry Cattell and Cal Stevens. Up front, the Jolter's going to work. Bob Hine taking the abuse. Stevens and Cattell. Billy Hill out and moving for the Pioneers. Back at the back of the pack. Hine taking incredible abuse, and where's the penalty? Cal Stevens as finally Chris Ortiz moves in and waves off the big guy for 1 minute. Cal Stevens went to work on Bob Hine, totally unnecessary. And Stevens, for no purpose whatsoever, begins to jaw with Chris Ortiz. 1:25 left in the second period. A wild one already in the Civic Center. The Pioneers and Jolters, and that means they're going to get physical. And if the Pioneers ever had the right kind of tune-up for their upcoming series with the Bay Bombers, baby, this is it. 5-on-4, Pioneers, one-man edge. Stevens takes his siesta. Larry Smith up front extends the right hand to his teammate. Johnny Rice, 5'9", is out and moving. Here comes the speedster. Maybe the quickest man in the entire International Roller Derby League. Right behind him, Stafford. Robinson with the knee down. Bingo, go two. Jolter skaters. Out of your picture, a tremendous personal effort by Ronnie Robinson. Now the Blonde Tiger yells to his teammates. He'll go to work defensively on John Rice. Out of the pivot. Patel sets up. Cut by Johnny. On Scopus, left side. 30 seconds left in the period. 2 Pioneer points already. Once again, Patel can't make it happen. Rice with no help whatsoever. A splendid effort. He's picked up a deuce already. We're counting down the time. 10 seconds left in the period. Patel, nothing. Scopus put down. Up front on Stafford. Hey, picks up a third point as the period comes to a close. Johnny Rice. Escalating, who couldn't make it happen in regulation, goes to work after the period expires. With the score, the Jolters 14 and the Midwest Pioneers 12. Let's pause for this timeout. 24 minutes of tremendous action. And the Jolters move into the third period with a 2-point edge at 14-12, but the Pioneers men's field came back strong. Came back tough in the final half of number 2. Now it's the girls' job. Weston opens up early with the elbows on Jan Bello. Sherry Eric, the ice cream kid, out and moving for the Pioneers. First skater out on this play. Right behind her, a big girl for the Jolters, Gail Barrett. And she comes in with a fest in the midsection. Eric at the Pioneer turn. Barrett as they exchange leads. Nobody else on this play offensively. Moving up to the back of the pack, Barrett, first skater on Weston. Nothing. The Golden Girl sets up the wall. Ballo goes to work. Joni again. There you see the one-on-ones. Ballo with the headlock. Put down is Weston. Jolters on the scoreboard. Up front moves Barrett. She bypasses Roberson and finally calls it off. And the Jolters, on the first scoring play of the third period, get just that many points, 3. As the key to that situation was the fact that Joan Weston was ridden out of the play. And the Jolters increased that margin up to 5 points at 17-12. 10:44 left in number 3. And for the first time with a striped helmet, there you see the big pineapple, the Samoan girl, 220-pound, Aloha Linda Villanueva. The Pioneers going to the beef on this play, trying to give themselves a lift. Jolters, first 2 skaters, out and moving. Gibbs and Montgomery, 3 and 7 respectively. Here comes the pineapple. Get set. Get ready for the eruption. They lock it up. Villanueva sizes up the situation. Oh, baby. Whee! You talk about a minimum of effort. Oh, brother. Villanueva. Up front. Jolter skaters put down. Gallagher regains. Gibbs is up. Villanueva will test the Jolters. In she moves again. 2 Pioneer points. And the jam is called off as Villanueva dons the striped helmet for the first time and picks up Badus. Jan Bello. Jan Bello with a push, and now she goes to work on Debbie Cho. And look at the pineapple get chased. Look at the rookie chase the veteran. Look at Villanueva. She won't quit. And finally, Lou Donovan has to jump on Villanueva. And Atkinson continues to jaw at Donovan. And Bello moves in once again. And I'll tell you something, I can't fault Tony Atkinson Sr. for having a little bit of a qualm about Lou Donovan. And I'm supposed to be impartial, but I'm also supposed to report what's going on. And I don't think the Midwest Pioneers are getting their just dues at this point. But you can't take it away from Villanueva. The Pioneers girls field needed a lift, and she gave it to them, but good. Now a 3-point edge. The Jolters 17, the Pioneers 14. Abdi out first for the Jolters. The Canadian Spitfire, Little Francine, wife of Larry Smith. Skating edge, here comes the big girl. Size mismatch. Catherine Shaw. Round the Jolter turn with the forearm. Once again, this time with the elbow. 7:49 left in number 3. Donovan yells, and a Pioneer skater, naturally. Koshu, they move backside. Put down is Roberson. Jolters on the scoreboard. They continue. Inside moves Habdi along with Shaw, and they call it off. And once again, the Jolters, with a good offensive show, pick up 2 points and increase their margin to 5 points at 19-14. Don't forget, if you'd like to have special advanced scheduling information about upcoming roller derby games in your area, the thing you want to do is get on the roller derby mailing list. You do that by sending a card to mailing list, P.O. Box 1828, Oakland, California 94602, and please include the zip code number and the station in which you are now watching this program. The rules, same story. Get yourself a free copy of the Roller Derby rules. Send your postcard to Rules, P.O. Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. Include zip code number and the station in which you are now watching this program. Once again, here comes Villanueva for the Pioneers. Hallow behind her. We study the two little Jolters, the jamming threats. Villanueva is put down by Vallow, and where is the penalty? Where is the holding penalty? Atkinson screams once again. Now Villanueva back to block. Buddy yelling out the encouragement. Look at Atkinson yell for his Pioneer skater. Oh, bingo, put down. A Jolter skater. Again goes Villanueva. Crunch. Once again, bingo. Whee! Halfway mark of number 3, 6 left. Villanueva, sensational. Again. 5 times they've gone down. Make it 6 on the railing. Not much jam time left. Jolters taking a beating. Oh, baby. Look at Linda again. It's history. It's history. A super effort by the rookie skater. Aloha, Linda Villanueva. Oh, you talk about a superstar to be. And there she is. Once that kid has the experience, is she going to be something? Hallow joined with the Civic Center crowd. Big mob on hand. Cheering loud for the Pioneers. And the story so far in this game is the work of Aloha Linda Villanueva and the refereeing of Lou Donovan. Five on 5, full and equal strength. 2 jammers, a pivot skater, and 2 blockers. Hallow takes the whip from her teammate. Habdi. Koshu moves out for the Pioneers. Hallow, Francine, hip fake. Oh, down go 2 Jolters. The Canadian Spitfire made it happen. Around the Pioneer turn, into the straightaway, Jolter turn. Here comes the Canadian Spitfire. Get ready all along the network. Hallow will challenge, elbow. Koshu, great balancing act. Crunch with the elbow. Koshu, no help from her teammates. Hallow goes to work. Where's the penalty? Vallow, headlock, holding penalty. Koshu is put down. Donovan, not even a warning. Koshu, and look at Buddy Atkinson move in. As Francine is put down, and I believe Buddy Atkinson will go to the penalty box in the form of another skater. As Koshu took unnecessary abuse. As Jan Vallow apparently has been given open season on the Midwest Pioneers. And I'm sure that Buddy Atkinson will be penalized one way or the other. Buddy Atkinson, and you can see that look of dismay. There is a man who is frustrated. He's got a great club, a spirited, conditioned team, aggressive, playing hard, and through no fault of their own, they're having problems, and they're on the short side of the score in this game. The Jolters 19, the Midwest Pioneers 14. 3:06 left in the 3rd period. Duran up for the Pioneers. Here comes Debbie Cho, back where her heart belongs in the Midwest. Forearm. Duran regained. Oh, swan dive. Whee, baby. Now Debbie Cho can go to work. Look at those graceful strides. Here's a girl that can fly. Duran back defensively for the Jolters. Up high with the elbow. 20 seconds of jam time remaining. 2.5 in the period. Duran once again. Cho staggered, but she continues. Great determination. Weston or Villanueva unable to get back to help their teammate. Not much jam time remaining. Cho once again. Here comes Joni. Up front with a pivot. They set it up. Left hand and right. Whip. Down goes Durant. Cho up and moving. Nothing yet. Counting it down. Cho hit back inside and right at the buzzer. She picks up one Midwest Pioneer point on the play. And there is Debbie Cho, a study in courage, who only 7 weeks ago had knee surgery. She wasn't due back for 6 more weeks, but there you see her. Back with the Midwest Pioneers, one of the great young skaters in this game. And I'll tell you, it's a pleasant sight to see her in the Pioneer colors, because believe me, she is an asset. Jolters 19, Pioneers 15. We've been there a while. 1:25 left in the third period. Weston up front, leading out the charge. They've regrouped. Coach Shue and Roberson with the striped helmets for the Pioneers. Inside the pack, you begin to see them go to work. Coach Shue working out a bloody nose one. Here comes Weston. Weston along with Coach Shue. Joni will play defense, you can bet. She'll work on Bello and Habdi. Up high and go! Here comes Francine. Coach Shue. The Pioneers need 4 points to get back in this game. Bello. Coach Shue up quickly. Habdi with the elbow. Coach Shue. Where is the holding penalty? Somebody tell Donovan to get in the game. Bello once again. Coach Shue put down. Coach Shue once again. Oh! Oh, baby! Again. Weston with the assist. Pioneers. Oh, baby! And we're running out of time here in the third period. As look at Coach Shue. Little Francine has her fun. Bello takes a run and misses. Debbie Cho goes to work. Debbie Cho wasting little time. It's showing the spirit for her new teammates. Midwest Pioneer points on that play. With the score, the Jolters 19 and the Midwest Pioneers 19. Let's pause for a moment. A wild third period, and back we are with the men. At halftime, I'll be talking with Joe Weston. Stick around for the interview. JoJo Stafford out moving with a striped helmet for the Jolters. Right behind him, Mike Moore. Here comes the bald eagle. The Jolters lock it up, as they like to do. Stafford beckons Hine. The bald eagle in, moving and through. Bob Hine for the Pioneers. Around the Jolter turn. JoJo Stafford right behind him. The bald eagle moving for the gold and maroon. He's got Ronnie Robinson up front. He'll work on Cattell and Stevens. Setting it at 360, down goes Stafford. Pioneers, they're in the lead. The Midwest Pioneers moved into the lead. A deuce credited to Bob Hine. The Pioneers move in front, 21-19. And don't forget, all you fans along the network, you've seen the first half now, second half coming up later, all along the great Pioneer Roller Derby network. It took a long time, about 37 minutes worth of derby action, but the Midwest Pioneers, gritty and determined, keeping at them all the way, have finally got themselves a lead at 21-19. Hine now in the pivot with Cattell as they move out. Johnny Rice takes the whip from Larry Smith. Rice begins to stride it out. Billy Hill out now for the Pioneers. Stevens, the big guy for the Jolters, their coach. Galvin will test the Pioneers. In and through. Oh, brother. That didn't take long. The Jolters had that lead for a long time. Now they're looking for it once again. 9:55 left in the third period. Interviews with Joan Weston following this period. Cattell back to block. Hill and Smith will lock it up for the Pioneers. Stevens takes the whip, 2 points. Again, 2 points. He'll work on Robinson, a grand slam for the Jolters. 5 Jolter points as Robinson and Stevens continue to go at each other. Ortiz, Chris Ortiz, Donovan's partner, moves in the middle. Big Cal Stevens gives the Jolters a 3-point edge at 24-21. 9 minutes left in the first half. The Pioneers have got Charlie Gibson and Bobby Van Kampen, 56 and 53, wearing the jamming helmets. First out is Van Kampen, first skater on this play. Little Bobby B. Cattell takes the whip from Moore. The Blonde Tiger out of the pivot, moves out to join Van Kampen. A tremendous size mismatch. This big Jolter club has got the size in the Pioneers. With the forearms, Van Kampen is put down. And Atkinson screams at Cattell. Jerry Cattell with a lot of skating room. Now here come the Pioneers. Van Kampen. He's got the ball. Eagle Hine, Bob Hine right behind him. Hine moves up front with the elbows. Look at him go to work on Cattell. The Blonde Tiger up on the railing. Jerry Cattell, great defensive work by Bob Hine. Now Van Kampen, off goes the helmet. Cattell comes back with the elbow, chest high on Van Kampen. 7:55 left in the fourth. Cattell once again. And we're out of jam time. We're out of jam time as Mike Moore finishes off the job. And look at Hine go to work on Cattell. Oh! A one-round knockout by the Bald Eagle. As Buddy Atkinson Sr. moves in. A kung fu move. Cattell went around the world in 80 days. And the Pioneers get themselves a lift. As Hine and Stevens join, in moves Stafford. Ronnie Robinson gives chase. In the infield they go. Stafford and Stevens working on Robinson. Lou Donovan steps in. And isn't that a nice sight to see Lou Donovan finally move in to assist a Pioneer? Buddy Atkinson Sr. attending Captain Ronnie. We're coming up on the 6-minute mark, and we've had ourselves a dandy. The Pioneers and the Jolters. Stick around for the interviews and get yourself in front of the TV set for that second half. The Jolters up by 3 at 24-21. There you see Nick Skopas, the former Pioneer, who's had himself some kind of a rough time in this series.
Number 57, Bob Hine, number 8, Cal Stevens.
Don't forget, you fans, we get a live game in your area. You too can have yourself a big, exciting, colorful roller derby game. We'll give you the information right after this upcoming play. Bob Hine in the penalty box for the Pioneers. The goal with 4 skaters. Stevens moves in to sit for the Jolters. We'll set up 4-on-4. Robinson, Skopas in the pivot. Harris moves out first for the Jolters. Billy Hill for the Pioneers. Skopas out of the pivot. Moves out of the jam. 5 minutes left. Skopas with the elbow on Hill. The Pioneer guy does the balancing act, and he's put down. He's put down, and Skopas moves back in the pack. Harris, the only scoring threat for the visitors. Jake Harris with plenty of track room. His first challenge, Ronnie Robinson. Captain Ronnie with the elbow. Again. Forearms. Off goes the helmet. Squads, a warning from Donovan. Squads back at full strength. Robinson again, up front, Rice on Stevens. Robinson connects again on Harris. Once again, Rice on Stevens. Big Cal is put down. Ronnie Rice, the little guy, put down the big man. Stevens sets up, Robinson bypasses. Ronnie Robinson using all that skill and savvy. Bypass the big Jolter. Don't forget, if you'd like to have a roller derby game scheduled in your area for the benefit of a charitable organization, club, school, or other worthy nonprofit organization, write to Bookings, Box 1827, Oakland, California, 94604, and we'll send along further information. You can have a game scheduled in your area if games are not usually played there during the season. And if you have a local gym, high school, college, or other arena that seats more than 2,500 people, get yourself a live roller derby game. 3:45 left in the fourth period. Both squads full. Hine out first for the Pioneers in the pivot. Going to work on Stevens. Inside, Larry Smith rides more into the infield. The big guy, windmill, Buckets Gibson. Big Charlie out for the Pioneers. Here comes 225-pound Stevens. Alvin moves inside of the Jolter turn with the elbow and then the forearm. Gibson is put down. 45 seconds of jam time remaining. Stevens, lots of room, nobody to contend with. He's got Cattell up front. Smitty, Hine, and Van Kampen along with Robinson and Gibson back for the Pioneers. Van Kampen locks it up with Smith. Stevens, left on right. Moves up, Pioneers on the pull away. Now Robinson, jump block, bingo! Put down is Stevens. And the jam is called off. 2 points for the Jolters. Big Cal Stevens. Caught it high and tight from Ronnie Robinson. Jolters on top by 3, 24-21, 2:20 left in the fourth period. Seesawing back and forth. The Jolters with the lead for most of this first half. Pioneers headed once. But the Pioneers have got that game together. They are skating well. The second half should be terrific. Now we're at the 2-minute mark. Ronnie Robinson with the striped helmet. His teammate Bill Hill, also a jamming threat. In the land of the Giants they work. Johnny Rice, double whip, out moves Ronnie Robinson. Gives a little forearm to Cal Stevens. Calvin puts down Ronnie. Robinson moves back in the pack, and here's going to come a matchup that'll be worth watching for. Stevens, one-on-one, he'll work on Ronnie Robinson. Robinson put down in that play, decides he'll play defense. Here comes Stevens, getting himself adjusted with the hat. Robinson back to block. Inside he goes, and Stevens, a terrific fake for the big man. Robinson up front. Now gets set. Here comes Robinson, out and moving for the Pioneers. Inside goes Stevens, continuing to challenge Bob Hine. Ronnie Robinson picking up ground. Hine once again. About 15 seconds of jam time. Bob Hine, yeoman work. Here comes Ronnie Robinson. Stevens up high, nothing. Robinson, he calls it off. And now Robinson goes to work on Jolter Stafford. Robinson with forearms. .30 seconds left in this period. There were 2 Jolter points and 3 Midwest Pioneer points. And I'll tell you, Ronnie Robinson put on a comeback that was really something. Jolters 26, the Pioneers 25 as we count it down. 10 seconds remaining. If they get a jam underway, it can run its full complement. The first half is history. Stick around for the interviews. With the score, The Jolters 26 and the Pioneers 25. We'll be right back. Back we are in the Civic Center, halftime. Chet Kopic along with Joan Weston. And of course, all you fans along the Midwest Pioneer Roller Derby Network are aware of the fact that the Pioneers' upcoming series is with the world champion San Francisco Bay Area Bombers. That means Charlie O'Connell. It means Marge Laszlo, Dolores Tucker, Tony Roman, all their great cast of stars. A cast which, of course, won the world championship. And Joni Weston, the Midwest Pioneers' objective, of course, is to give the Bombers an early hint before playoff time that the championship is going to rest in a new locale.
Well, we have convinced ourselves that it's going to be changed to Chicago sometime this May. We think we can do it. We have the power, we feel, and we think we can take the Bombers. Of course, maybe we won't get as bad a call on the last play as we got in the last championship game.
Well, of course, in that championship game, there was a disputed play on the final play of the game. Many of the Pioneers felt, and their fans felt, that the Pioneers should be wearing the championship crown right now. Maybe you can kind of go over that play for us and just give us a general rundown.
Well, it was the type of a play where Nick Scopus was trying to score at the rear, and Ronnie Robinson threw some blocks back there that got Nick through, but they gave Ronnie a penalty, nullified the points, and some bomber, I don't know who it was, got through and scored a couple more points on the last and gave them the play. And the thing that was very ironical about it, I just saw the tape, I think about a week ago, and even Charlie was mystified. You know, they had the camera right on him, and he was looking like he didn't believe it. Sheer shock, you know, he couldn't understand what had happened, because he was already, I'm sure, to say, we lost it, you know, and he looked up and there was a referee, so what are you going to do?
Well, of course, psychologically, it has to hurt a club to have come that close to winning a championship.
They can't hurt us that bad.
But of course, there is naturally that feeling of revenge at this point.
We were hurt then, but we're not hurt now. And when they come in here this next time, we're going to show them that we're not hurt. And I don't think Ronnie cares about Pete Boyd, Charlie O'Connell, anybody else they have out there. They feel that they can do the job, and they're going to do it. And so are my girls.
Well, of course, your big test on the girls' side will be your perennial matchup with Marge Laszlo.
Marge Laszlo and Dolores Tucker, fine, you know, anytime. I feel that I've got a little bit of backing behind me, and they don't frighten me at all. Boy, this sounds very bullheaded, doesn't it? But this is our year.
On our side, Joni, before we close, you got to talk about the work of Francine Cochou. She has been spectacular.
I don't see why everyone is so shocked about Francine. I've been raving about Francine for years. She's a great little jammer. She doesn't have to sit down for a Peanuts Myers or Judy McGuire. She's right in their class. You know, when she goes out on a jam, she's a little Spitfire, and that's what we call her, and that's what she is.
And that's first class, right?
That's first class all the way.
All righty, there you have it. Joan Weston, I'm Chet Kopic. Goodbye, everybody.